The fluorescent lights of the discount mart buzz overhead like angry wasps as I crouch down, comparing the prices on 2 brands of instant noodles. 41 difference. It matters when you're counting every coin. Stay close, I call over my shoulder, not looking up from the packages in my hands. My twins, Haneul and Bora, should be right behind me. They always are. The cheaper brand goes into my basket. I reach for rice next, mentally calculating what's left in my account after this week's daycare payment. The math makes my stomach clench, but I've gotten good at ignoring that feeling. 3 jobs. I can manage 3 jobs. Other people do it. Haneul, don't touch. I turn around. Empty aisle. My heart stutters. Haneul? Bora? They were just here. Right here. I saw Bora's pink hair clip in my peripheral vision not 30 seconds ago. Haneul! Bora! My voice rises, sharp with panic that tastes like metal on my tongue. I abandon my basket, rushing to the end of the aisle. The store suddenly feels massive, endless rows of shelves stretching in every direction. An employee glances at me with mild concern. Ma'am, is everything? My children! The Omega in me is clawing to the surface, protective instincts screaming. 4 years old, twins, the boy has a blue dinosaur shirt. She's already reaching for her radio, but I can't wait. I run. The home goods section. The frozen foods. The checkout lanes. My chest burns, my vision blurs at the edges. Every dark-haired child makes my heart leap before crushing it again. Not them. Not them. How long has it been? 5 minutes? Long enough for someone to take them. Long enough for them to wander into the street. Long enough for... I stumble outside into the shopping district, the autumn air sharp in my lungs. The crowds are thick today, weekend shoppers flowing like rivers between stores. 2 small children could disappear so easily. 2 small children who've never known anything but their Omega parents' constant protection. This is my fault. I looked away. I always look away for just a second and... Yeonwoo? The store employee has followed me out. Security is checking the cameras. We'll find them. But I'm already moving, pushing through the crowds, calling their names until my throat aches. Other Omegas in the crowd give me knowing, pitying looks. Every parent's nightmare. 20 minutes pass like 20 hours. Then I see it, Bora's pink hair clip, catching the light near a high-end department store I'd never dare enter. My legs nearly give out as I sprint toward it. They're there. Haneul and Bora sit on an ornate bench outside the store's entrance, and they're not alone. A man crouches before them, tall and elegant in a charcoal suit that probably costs more than my monthly rent. He's holding a small puppy plushie, making it walk across his knee while my children giggle. The alpha scent hits me before I reach them. Cedar and rainfall, unfairly pleasant even through my panic. Haneul! Bora! I practically crash into them, pulling both twins into my arms so hard they squeak. My hands shake as I run them over their hair, their faces, checking for any sign of harm. Don't ever do that again. Do you understand? Never leave my side. Mama, we saw a puppy, Haneul says, his little voice confused by my intensity. We just wanted to pet it. The puppy's owner said it was okay, Bora adds helpfully. I can't speak. Can't do anything but hold them while my heart tries to restart itself. They're safe. They're here. They've been very brave. The alpha's voice is deep, measured, unexpectedly gentle. No tears at all once I found them. I look up at him properly for the first time. He's younger than his formal dress suggests, maybe early 30s, with sharp features that somehow don't seem cold. His dark eyes are fixed on the twins with an expression I can't quite read. Found them? My voice comes out harsh, defensive. Omega instincts are still screaming, and having an unfamiliar alpha this close to my children makes my skin prickle. Near the fountain, about 20 minutes ago. He straightens, and I have to crane my neck to maintain eye contact. They were calling for their mama. I stayed with them so they wouldn't wander further. 20 minutes. He's been with my children for 20 minutes, and the first thing I feel is suspicion. What kind of alpha spends that long with lost children? What did he want? But Haneul is clutching the puppy plushie like treasure, and Bora is smiling up at the stranger with complete trust, and they seem fine. More than fine. Thank you, I force out, rising to my feet with a twin clinging to each leg. We should go. The nice juicy bought us ice cream, Bora announces. And he called security for you. And he knows all about dinosaurs, Haneul adds reverently. Real ones, not cartoon ones. The Alpha, Siwon, his name tag would say if I looked at the designer watch on his wrist, smiles slightly. It transforms his face, makes him look almost approachable. They're remarkable children. Very intelligent. Something about the way he says it, the warmth in his tone, makes my defensive walls crack slightly. But I've learned not to trust alpha kindness. It always comes with expectations. Yes, well. I adjust my grip on the twins. Thank you again for your help. We really should. At least let me give you my contact information. He's already pulling out a business card, pressing it into my hand before I can refuse. His fingers brush mine, and I hate that my Omega instincts notice the steadiness of his touch. In case of emergency. Or if the children ever need anything. I stare at the card. Kang Siwon, Seo. An address in the wealthiest district of Seoul. We don't need. Mama, can we see him again? Haneul tugs my sleeve. Please. He promised to tell me about the ocean dinosaurs, Bora adds. Siwon is watching me with those dark, unreadable eyes, and something about his expression makes my pulse flutter for entirely different reasons than panic. Perhaps, I hear myself say, immediately regretting it. His smile deepens just slightly. I'll look forward to it. As I hurry away with the twins, I feel his gaze following us. The business card burns in my pocket like a promise I never asked for. Haneul chatters about the nice juicy the entire train ride home, and something in my chest twists with a feeling I don't want to name. This was supposed to be the end of it. Somehow, I already know it's just the beginning. The first time I see Kang Siwon again, I think I'm hallucinating from exhaustion. It's been 3 days since the shopping district incident. 3 days of 16-hour work shifts, interrupted sleep, and the twins asking endlessly about the nice juicy. I'm at the convenience store near our apartment at 11 p.m., my third job of the day finally done, grabbing cup noodles for a late dinner. Then I smell cedar and rainfall. I turn and he's there. Kang Siwon, so, standing in the ramen aisle of my neighborhood convenience store like he belongs there. His suit is gone, replaced by a casual black sweater that probably still costs a fortune, but the effect is somehow worse. He looks approachable. Human. Yeonwoo. He says my name like he's been practicing it. What a coincidence. My fingers tighten on the cup noodles. This is far from the business district. I had a meeting nearby. His eyes flick to my purchases, the cheapest ramen, a discounted kimbap. Have you eaten properly today? The question is too intimate, too knowing. That's none of your concern. The twins. He steps closer, and I hate that I don't immediately step back. Are they well? Something in my chest softens traitorously. He remembered them. Of course he did, but the way he asks, with genuine care warming his voice, makes my walls crack. They're fine. Asleep. I move toward the register, needing to escape this conversation. Good night, Mr. Kang. Siwon, he corrects quietly. Please. I don't respond. But as I leave, I feel his gaze like a physical touch. The second time, I know it's not coincidence. I'm at the park with Haneul and Bora on my one afternoon off, watching them play on the swings. My body aches from the morning cleaning shift, and I'm fighting to keep my eyes open in the autumn sunshine. Juicy! Bora's delighted shriek jolts me alert. Siwon is walking across the park, and my children are already running toward him like he's someone they've known forever. He crouches down to their level, his face transforming with that rare smile, and produces 2 small packages from his jacket. My feet move before my brain catches up. More gifts! I demand, reaching them just as Haneul tears into dinosaur stickers and Bora unveils a set of hair clips. This has to stop. Siwon stands, meeting my glare calmly. Children should have small joys. My children have plenty of joy. The defensive bite in my voice is sharp enough to cut. We don't need your charity. It's not charity. Something flashes in his eyes. Frustration? I saw these and thought of them. Why? The question bursts out of me, too raw, too vulnerable. Why do you keep showing up? What do you want? The twins have gone quiet, sensing the tension. Siwon's jaw tightens, and for a moment, I think he'll finally reveal whatever angle he's playing. I want to know you're safe, he says simply. All three of you. It's the wrong answer. Or maybe the right one. I don't know anymore. We're fine. I take Haneul and Bora's hands. We've been fine for 4 years without anyone's help. As I walk away, Bora looks back and waves. Siwon waves back, and the longing on his face makes my throat tight. He appears 6 more times over the next 2 weeks. At the grocery store, where he casually pays for my cart before I can stop him. At the twins' daycare during pickup, talking earnestly with their teacher about Haneul's reading progress. Outside my evening job at the restaurant, holding an umbrella as rain pours down. Each time I tell him to stop. Each time, he listens to everything I say with those dark, patient eyes and then shows up again anyway. My pride is screaming. My Omega instincts are confused, drawn to his steady presence and protective nature despite every warning my brain provides. The twins are completely lost to him. They light up whenever he appears, chattering about their day like he's someone who belongs in it. I can't afford this. Can't afford to trust an alpha who will inevitably leave once he gets bored of playing house with a struggling Omega and 2 children that aren't his. I learned that lesson 4 years ago. The memory hits me during my restaurant shift, triggered by an alpha customer's expensive cologne. You're pregnant? Daehoon's face had twisted with disgust. How could you let this happen? Let this, we're bonded. These are your children. I never agreed to children. Fix this or I'm gone. I'd stared at him, at the alpha I'd trusted with everything, and felt my world crumble. Fix this? You know what I mean. His eyes were cold, unfamiliar. I have a career to think about. A reputation. I can't be tied down to an Omega with twin bastards. He'd left that night. Rejected our bond so brutally that I'd spent a week in the hospital, and our bond had shattered. I'd never heard from him again. I drop a plate. It shatters across the restaurant floor, and my manager is yelling, but all I can hear is Daehoon's voice. Twin bastards. I barely make it through the shift. When I get home past midnight, there's an envelope under my door. Inside is a business card, Siwon's, with a handwritten note. My company needs a personal assistant. The position pays 4.5 million won monthly. Flexible hours. Please consider it. 4.5 million won. More than all 3 of my jobs combined. I crumple the note, fury rising hot in my chest. This is what it was about. He wants to own me, to make me dependent on him so he can, what? Play with us until he gets bored? The crumpled note sits on my tiny kitchen table for 3 days while I work myself into exhaustion. Then Bora gets sick. It starts as a cough but spirals into a fever that won't break. The emergency room doctor mentions pneumonia, hospitalization, treatments that my pathetic insurance barely covers. The bills pile up like accusations. I sit beside Bora's hospital bed, holding her small, hot hand, and feel everything collapse. 3 jobs aren't enough. They've never been enough. I'm drowning, and my pride is an anchor pulling us all under. At 3 a.m., I pull out my phone. Siwon's number has been saved since that first day, unused, mocking me. My hands shake as I type. I'll take the job. His response comes immediately, like he's been waiting. Thank you. I'll arrange everything. How is Bora? I stare at that second question, at the evidence that he remembers my daughter's name, that he cares enough to ask. Maybe I'm making the worst mistake of my life. Or maybe, terrifyingly, I'm making the right choice. Either way, tomorrow I step into Kang Siwon's world, and I'm not sure I'll ever find my way back out. Siwon's office is nothing like I imagined. I'd expected cold glass and steel, minimalist furniture designed to intimidate. Instead, there are plants everywhere, real ones, thriving in the natural light from floor-to-ceiling windows. A worn leather couch sits in the corner beside a bookshelf crammed with novels, not business texts. On his desk, between two monitors, is a framed photo of a golden retriever. My childhood dog, Siwon says, noticing my stare. Daesum. She passed last year. The grief in his voice is genuine, unguarded. It catches me off balance. Your desk is here. He gestures to a space adjacent to his, already set up with a new computer. But honestly, most of my assistant work is just accompanying me to meetings and keeping my schedule organized. You'll have plenty of downtime. I narrow my eyes. You're paying me 4.5 million won to organize your calendar? I'm paying you to have time for your children. His gaze is steady, unflinching. The rest is just details. My throat tightens. I want to argue, to throw his charity back in his face, but Bora is still recovering and the hospital bills are real. Pride is a luxury I can't afford. I'll earn every one, I say instead, defensive. His smile is soft, almost sad. I know you will. The first week is strange. Surreal. Siwon's work style is methodical but unhurried. He explains everything patiently, never making me feel stupid for asking questions. His employees treat him with respect, not fear. During a video conference, he casually mentions needing to end early because my assistant has to pick up his children from daycare, like my needs actually matter. I keep waiting for the catch. For the moment he'll demand something I can't give. Instead, he asks about the twins. Every single day. How is Bora's cough? Did Haneul finish that dinosaur book? Are they eating well? By the second week, I stop giving one-word answers. I tell him about Haneul's obsession with Triceratops. About Bora's talent for drawing. About how they've started making welcome home cards for me, decorated with crayon flowers. Siwon listens like every word is precious. The shift happens gradually, then all at once. He starts joining us for dinner. Just sometimes, at first, bringing takeout from restaurants I could never afford, sitting on our apartment floor because we only have 3 chairs. He's awkward with chopsticks and lets Bora correct his technique. He builds block towers with Haneul that always collapse into giggles. He helps with bedtime routines. Reads stories in a deep, soothing voice that has both twins asleep in minutes. Tucks them in with a gentleness that makes my chest ache. You're good with them, I whisper one night as we tiptoe out of their shared bedroom. They're easy to love. He says it simply, like it's obvious. Something inside me cracks. My coworkers gossip. I hear fragments in the break room, in bathroom stalls. The boss is obsessed with his assistant. Apparently there are kids involved. Ready-made family, how convenient. The words sting but not as much as they should. Because the truth is worse than gossip. I'm starting to depend on Siwon. To expect his presence. To feel disappointed on the rare evenings he can't visit. My Omega instincts are responding to him. His scent calms me when work stress peaks. His proximity feels right in a way that terrifies me. I'm falling and there's no safety net. It happens on a Tuesday. I wake up at dawn drenched in sweat, my body burning. Panic claws through the heat haze. My cycle isn't due for another week, but stress must have triggered it early. The twins. I'm supposed to take them to daycare. Supposed to work. Supposed to... My phone rings. Siwon's name on the screen. Don't come in today, he says before I can speak. I'm already on my way to you. No. My voice cracks. You can't. I'm in heat, you can't. I'm bringing suppressants. And I'll take the twins to daycare, then to my place after. They'll be safe, Yeonwoo. I promise. Tears burn my eyes. Why are you doing this? Silence stretches. Then quietly, because you're not alone anymore. Even if you don't believe it yet. The next 3 days are a blur of fever and suppressants and forced isolation. Siwon texts constantly, photos of the twins at his penthouse, playing with his golden retriever puppy. He got a puppy, eating meals at his massive dining table. Videos of Haneul explaining dinosaurs to Siwon's housekeeper. Bora's artwork now decorating his refrigerator. They're perfect, he texts. Just like their father. I stare at that message for an hour, something warm and terrifying blooming in my chest. When my heat breaks, Siwon brings the twins home personally. They burst through the door chattering about the puppy, about Siwon's huge TV, about the fancy beds they slept in. Mama, can we visit again? Bora pleads. We'll see. I can barely look at Siwon, mortified by my vulnerability. He lingers after the twins scatter to play. Yeonwoo. Thank you. The words scrape out of me. I don't know how to repay. I don't want repayment. He steps closer and I'm trapped between him and the wall, drowning in cedar and rainfall. I want to know why you're working yourself to death. Why you're so afraid to accept help. Because help always comes with conditions. It explodes out of me, for years of pain and fear. Because the last alpha I trusted, the twins' father, he took one look at my pregnant belly and called them bastards. He rejected our bond and left me in the hospital fighting for my life. So forgive me for not trusting your fairy tale kindness. Silence crashes down. Siwon's face has gone pale, his hands clenched into fists. He what? The alpha growl in his voice raises every hair on my body. It doesn't matter. It was years ago. It matters. His hands cup my face with devastating gentleness. It matters because you've been carrying this alone. Believing you're not worth staying for. But Yeonwoo, his voice breaks. I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since the moment I found your children. About building a life together. About being the family you deserve. That's impossible, I whisper, even as my Omega instincts sing. Why? Because people like you don't fall for people like me. People like me? He laughs, broken and beautiful. I'm just a man who's completely lost his heart to an Omega and his incredible children. His forehead rests against mine. The world narrows to his warmth, his scent, the impossible hope rising in my chest. Siwon. He kisses me. Soft, questioning, reverent. Every wall I've built dissolves like sugar in rain. When we break apart, I'm crying. I'm so tired of being alone. Then stop. His thumb brushes my tears away. Let me stay. Let me prove I'm not going anywhere. For the first time in 4 years, I believe in possibility. Okay, I breathe. Okay. 3 months of happiness feels like stolen time. Siwon courts me properly. Quiet dinners after the twins sleep, weekend trips to the aquarium, gentle kisses that promise forever. He's patient with my fears, understanding when panic makes me pull away. The twins call him Siwon Appa, now, naturally, like he's always been theirs. I'm learning to trust this. To believe in it. Then Daehoon comes back. The letter arrives at Siwon's office, delivered by a law firm. My hands shake as I read the formal language, the impossible demands. Seeking full custody of the minor children, Kang Haneul and Kang Bora. They have my name, I whisper. I gave them my name when he abandoned us. Siwon reads over my shoulder, his body going rigid. He has no rights. He rejected the bond. Left you? He's their biological father. Nausea rolls through me. And now that he knows about you, about your money, the truth tastes like poison. He wants to take them. The paper crumples in Siwon's fist. Over my dead body. The lawyer Siwon hires is sharp-eyed and efficient. She sits across from us in a conference room that smells like leather and old books, reviewing documents with clinical precision. The biological father has minimal legal standing given the abandonment and bond rejection, she says. But he's claiming he was never informed of the birth, that you kept the children from him deliberately. That's a lie. The words tear out of me. He knew I was pregnant. He told me to fix it, or he'd leave. When I refused, my voice breaks. Siwon's hand finds mine under the table, grounding me. The lawyer's expression softens slightly. Do you have any proof? Messages, emails, hospital records from the bond rejection. I shake my head miserably. I deleted everything. I just wanted to forget. Then this will be more difficult. She closes her folder. We'll need character witnesses. Documentation of your sole parenting. And you should prepare the children. The court may want to speak with them. The thought of Haneul and Bora in a courtroom, being asked to choose, makes me want to vomit. Daehoon's lawyer is a shark in an expensive suit. During the first hearing, he paints me as an unstable Omega who trapped his client with an unwanted pregnancy, then disappeared with the children out of spite. My client has spent years searching for his offspring, the lawyer says smoothly. He only recently discovered their existence through mutual acquaintances. He wants to fulfill his parental duties. Fulfill his duties? I half rise from my seat before Siwon's hand on my shoulder stops me. He called them bastards. He nearly killed me with the bond rejection. The judge bangs her gavel. Order, please. But I see the doubt in her eyes. The calculation. Dae-hoon sits at the opposing table looking remorseful and respectable in his tailored suit, playing the role of wronged father perfectly. My world tilts. The night before my testimony, I can't sleep. I pace our apartment, no longer cramped now that Siwon insisted on paying for a bigger place, while fear eats me alive. What if they take them? I whisper when Siwon finds me at 3 a.m. What if I lose them because I wasn't good enough, didn't have enough money, trusted the wrong alpha? Stop. He pulls me against his chest and I shatter. You are an incredible father. You kept them safe and loved and happy with nothing but your own strength. The court will see that. What if they don't? His arms tighten. Then we fight harder. I have resources, connections. This isn't your fight. The words are automatic, defensive. Yes, it is. His voice drops low, fierce. They're my children too. Maybe not by blood, but in every way that matters. And you're my Omega. My family. I won't let anyone take that away. The conviction in his words breaks through my panic. I kiss him desperately, needing to feel something other than fear. I love you, I gasp against his mouth, first time saying it. I love you and I'm terrified. I love you too. His forehead rests against mine. And we're going to win. The courtroom is freezing. I take the stand in my best clothes, still shabby compared to Dae-hoon's designer suit, and swear to tell the truth. Then I tell them everything. The bond rejection that left me hospitalized for a week while 3 months pregnant. The debt from medical bills. Working 3 jobs while caring for newborn twins alone. Every scraped knee I bandaged, every nightmare I soothed, every sacrifice I made so Haneul and Bora could have full bellies and warm clothes. I wasn't perfect, I say, voice shaking. I made mistakes. There were nights I cried because I didn't know how we'd survive. But I never stopped fighting for them. I never stopped loving them. They are my entire world. Dae-hoon's lawyer stands. And yet you immediately moved your children into Mr. Kang Siwon's home once you secured his financial interest. Isn't it true that you're using these children to trap another wealthy alpha? The accusation hits like a physical blow. No. Siwon's voice cuts through the courtroom. He's on his feet despite his lawyer's protests. If anyone is trapped here, it's me. I'm trapped by how much I love them. All 3 of them. I found 2 lost children and fell in love with their courage, their kindness, their beautiful father who raised them to be extraordinary despite impossible circumstances. The judge clears her throat. Mr. Kang, please sit. I want to adopt them. He's looking at me now, ignoring everyone else. Formally, legally. I want to be their father in every way. If you'll let me. The courtroom erupts. The judge is banging her gavel. Dae-hoon's face has gone purple with rage. But all I can see is Siwon, offering everything. Yes, I mouth. The judge calls for the twins. They enter holding hands, tiny and brave in matching outfits Siwon bought them. The judge speaks to them gently, asking simple questions about their life, their home, their feelings. Who takes care of you? She asks. Yeonwoo Papa. Haneul says immediately. And Siwon Appa, Bora adds. He makes us breakfast and reads bedtime stories and loves us very much. The judge's expression softens. Do you know why you're here today? They nod solemnly. Haneul speaks first. A man says he's our father. But we already have a papa and an appa. We don't want the strange man, Bora whispers. We want our family. Something in the judge's face shifts. She looks at Dae-hoon, then at me and Siwon, then back to my children. I've heard enough, she says. The ruling comes 2 weeks later, full custody to me, with Siwon granted immediate adoption rights pending finalization. Daehoon is ordered to pay back child support and forbidden from contact. We win. I collapse in the courthouse hallway, sobbing with relief while Siwon holds me and the twins wrap around our legs, not understanding but celebrating anyway. 6 months later, I stand in our new home, the penthouse Siwon insisted we move into, watching him play with Haneul, Bora, and the golden retriever puppy they named Lucky. My hand rests on my stomach, on the small swell of new life growing there. Our child. Mine and Siwon's. He catches me watching and crosses the room, pulling me close. What are you thinking? That I almost missed this. My voice catches. I almost let fear win. But you didn't. He kisses my forehead. You let me find you. Let me stay. The twins tackle us both, laughing, and we tumble onto the couch in a heap of limbs and joy. This is my family. Hard won, fiercely protected, perfectly imperfect. And finally, I'm home.